For memorial song. If you're able, please remain standing. I'd like to call on the President of the Pawnee Nation.
That's what we call Creator God, a deist. He's our Father. He's our Heavenly Father, a deist. We're glad that Atias has allowed us to come here, and always makes us feel good. Always makes us feel good when we come back to this area. And so we're glad that you made it here today to have a part of what we're trying to share, our songs, our dance, our ways. And you know, the Pawnees, all Indian tribes, we're still around. There are 567 federally recognized Native American tribes in the United States, and they're scattered from coast to coast. And you know, we're still here. We're still here. We still have our language. We still have our customs. We still have our culture. We still have our ways. And that's what makes us unique. And so there are 567 different Indian nations, and we all have our different ways and things. But one thing we share is our dance and our culture, our languages. And so once again, just really thankful to be here, and it's good to see so many here. You know, we call white folks, we call them Chadik Stockers. That's what we say, white folks. That's Chadik Stockers, the white color, white folks. So we have a lot of Chadik Stockers here. We're thankful that you made the journey to be here and to share with us today. So always glad to see new folks and things, and don't be ashamed or anything. If you want to come and you want to visit with us and you want to ask us questions and things, we'll be glad to share who we are. So really glad to be here today. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, President Bruce Pratt. You know, we've got a couple of chiefs here. We're going to have them talk to you later in the program. We've got a couple of cultural leaders here. We're going to have them talk to you. Like Bruce said, don't be afraid to talk to us. Don't be afraid to ask to have a picture taken. You know, they won't charge you more than $10. You know, a couple of years ago, I was in Nashville. There were some students, and they were asking questions. One little girl came up, and she said, "Do you still eat buffalo?" And I looked at her, and I said, "Only the wings." Well, if you got any wings, Herb over here likes them real well. Him and his brother, Frank, they really like those buffalo wings. So now we're going to go into our first set of dancing.
Never mind the song. Let's step up to the plate and put your money where your mouth is.
Come back and see the old home place. It makes us feel good sometimes. Sometimes it brings a tear to our eye. And that's where that word historic trauma comes in. Because we think of what our forefathers went through. But we're enjoying coming back up here and performing. And I wanted to call on one of our chiefs, Chowee Chief, the male dancer that's out here today, to come up and address the public here, talk to you, tell you about our tribe. We usually have a lot of male dancers that come out, but it's the weekend and so many of them have to work. They don't get off to come up here to see the eclipse. They have to stay and provide for their families. And some of them just had mixed up on different things, but we have the Chowee Chief up here. So I'm calling on him, Matt Reed, to come up and address you at this time.
There's 4 bands that make up our nation. Chowee, which I'm one of the chiefs, the other chief is here. Can you hear me?
Louder.
I'm the Chowee Chief. There's another Chowee Chief here, Jimmy Horn. I saw him, I don't know where he's at. And he ran off. So there's 4 bands, Charlie's, Kickahaki, Pitahawidot, and Mesquite, and that makes up our nation. And where we're at right now, we're within easy walking distance from one of the villages for each one of those bands. So we're right in the middle of our homeland. I don't want to say too much. I'm going to spoil my deal this evening, so I'll turn it back over to you.
Tonight, Matt's got a talk at the fire hall at 7:30. And I don't know what he's going to talk on. He's probably going to cover a lot of things that we're going to say this afternoon. Like you said, the Pawnee Nation is made up of 4 bands. Pitahawidot, Chowee, Kickahaki, and Mesquite. And we say there's a north and south. The Mesquite is the north band, and then there's 3 south bands, the Chowee, Kickahaki, and the Pitahawidot. And we could go into long stories about the 2 north and south. But that's where you can do some research. So we've lived it here for a long time, and then there's different stories of creation, kinds of things. But now the four bands are in Oklahoma. Mine happened to be the TD band. The TD band belongs to the Pumpkin Clan. The Pumpkin Clan belongs to the Crows. My name I had a senior moment. I forgot my name. Which happens a lot. Somebody did it Marshall. My name is skipped away. And our language is kind of a scripted language. The old folks had gone, but when they were here, you could ask them. And you could ask 4 different people, and they might give you 4 different interpretations of being a leader or one who's in charge or something like that. When I was a little guy, my grandfather gave me the name of Skippy, a squirrel, because I guess he knew I was a little nut. And then when I came back from Vietnam, they gave me the name of Aruskapiskidishistawahu. It means a horse that's fancy dancing, like somebody who's been running a horse and after it's been ran, it's cooling down and had its pants, for lack of a better interpretation. So I'm one of the fortunate ones that's had 3 names in his life. But that's who I am.
All right, hello. I know a lot of good words have been said already, and we know all about our homeland. And when I talk about to other people about my homeland, I really am referring to Nebraska, and not where we were moved to in Pawnee. And I'd like to give thanks again to Dr. Welsh for his all his love for our tribe, our people, and our culture. We help us continue on with that, and we're striving very hard. Taking home in Pawnee to keep it alive. And I just want to say thank you for letting us be here, and hope you enjoy yourself.
Thank you, Doctor. We have 2 young ladies sitting up here I want to introduce. First one, Evelyn Pratt. She is Pawnee Tribal Princess. Second one is Edie Starr. She is the Tulsa Indian Arts. Greater Tulsa Indian Arts Festival.
This is a great day for everybody involved, for Nebraskans, for Pawnee folk. We always love coming up to our homeland and sharing our culture. And especially with a celebration like tomorrow, with a unique event that's a once-in-a-lifetime. This just felt like the right time to get the Pawnee Nation involved, to get everybody that works for the Pawnee Nation government and invite all of our tribal citizens up to partake in a unique once-in-a-lifetime experience. I definitely want to thank all the citizens here, including Mr. Welsh. You know, I've had the privilege of knowing him for many years now. He's the brother to my grandpa, my upper. So I really enjoy it every time I get to come down and spend some time with him and walk the grounds here. So I hope you all enjoy it. I hope you all enjoy hearing some of our songs, some of our great singers here. We keep our culture and our tradition alive so that we can partake and present this stuff here in our homeland. It's always a great experience for us. So I just wanted to say those small words and just everybody enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy the rest of the festivities, and we'll see you around town. Thank you.
I'd like to call on some of our cultural leaders at this time. Mr. Echohawk. We call him Bunky.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I want to join my brother Marshall here and all of the speakers who have already got up and spoken. I too am very pleased and honored and very privileged to be here back in our tribal homeland. We were told our ancestors that they were created here. Our origin story places us right here along on the rivers here in Nebraska. We don't have any traditions of living on that side of the Missouri River or that side of the Rocky Mountains. We were told that we were created here in Nebraska through the heavens, and that our Skee origin story says that the first male Pawnee was created by the Father Sun, who we're going to see tomorrow, and Mother Moon. And that their marriage created the first Pawnee man that was brought to earth on a tornado, a whirlwind, and placed down near Nemaha, Nebraska, on the west bank of the Missouri River. And that the first girl, Chudaki, which means standing rain, was created by the morning star and the evening star. And she was actually the first one created, and they were first human beings put here in Nebraska. And we are still proud that we are still living today in our homeland in the Great Plains of America, the sea of grass that the Creator put here. And early on, our ancestors forged a covenant with the Buffalo Nation, and we founded one of the great buffalo cultures in the world right here in Nebraska. And we were still glad to be here along with Father Buffalo, even though we live in Oklahoma. But we came up here tomorrow to witness this sacred event that's going to happen tomorrow in this eclipse. Our ancestors were made to understand that everything that happens in the heavens above are sacred. And back in the 1830s, and I think Matt will talk about this tonight, probably about 1836 or 1835, our people were hunting buffalo out here, and we witnessed an eclipse. And I guess the closest I could put it in our language is Sakuru, sun cut in half. And at that time, the people were afraid because they thought that the life giver was sick, was getting sick, and it was getting dark. So the dogs started wailing, and the warriors were riding around the camp, singing their death songs. The women and children were wailing because we thought the world was coming to an end. And that was a tough time for us back then in the 1830s, because this Loup River here was infected by smallpox at that time. And our people were engulfed in war. We were involved in all of the Earth Lodge peoples here were fighting for their life against the newcomers to this area, the Sioux, Cheyenne, Arapaho, and other immigrant tribes. So those were very difficult times that we had to go through. And we depended on, put our faith in the heavens above, and our warrior traditions, were able to sustain our people. And we're still here today, and we're very, very glad that we've come back to our homeland, because every people has to have their roots somewhere here on Mother Earth. And for our Pawnee relatives that are here, this is our homeland, you know, and so we're glad that we're back. And we're glad to be with you tomorrow to witness this event that's going to take place up here at Father Sky. So with that, I just wanted to thank you, brother, for letting me speak.
Thank you, Walter. I have another cultural leader I want to introduce you to. Adrian Spotted Horse Chief. Call upon him to come up, say a few words. Emphasis on few, or else he'll talk an hour and a half.
Thank you. It's good to see all you people here. See the crowd's kind of thinned out a little bit, you know, and a lot of my folks that's already got up here and spoke have already said a lot of things that I would probably have mentioned, you know. I think the biggest part here is education, you know. A lot of you people have probably never seen anything like this here before, you know. And that's the whole part, is educating our people so people know who we are and where we come from, you know. This is where we come from, all around here. You know, I've been here to Dannebrog many a times. Been all over here in our Pawnee homelands. I got to bring my little family up here for their first time, and want to take an opportunity to try to go out and show them some sights, you know, and stuff that are important to us in our history, you know. I was thankful that my Uncle Frank, you know, got up and spoke a little bit about our songs, because I sat and watched and saw when there was a lot of people here, no one knew what was going on, you know. But our flag song is equivalent to the nation's flag song, you know. We have a memorial song, you know, that we think of those ones that we lost, you know, in battle, you know, those that never came home, you know. So we still honor these people, these warriors, you know. A lot of different tribes, a lot of tribes around here, they called us the Warrior Nation. You know, we had a lot of warriors in our tribe, and we still do. We have a lot of people that are enlisted in the branches of the armed forces, you know, today. You know, so it's good to see everybody that's here, that come to see what we're doing, and this little town here, this community, the things that they're wanting to do for this solar eclipse, you know. And so I'm thankful for everybody that's welcomed us here, you know, and it's an exciting time, I think, for all of our Pawnee people that have an opportunity to come back up here. You know, and so I hope they all take the opportunity to kind of explore around here, you know, because I was just telling my little family that, you know, as soon as we crossed into that Kansas border, I said, we're in Pawnee territory now, you know, and all the way up through here, you know, and we followed that storm in, you know. I thought it was pretty neat, you know, because I was listening to stories about those thunderstorms. You know, a lot of people, a lot of tribes around here got scared of us Pawnees because they said that we could make it storm, you know. And it lightninged all the way up here until we got to St. Paul, and then it finally rained, you know. And I was telling them, I said, you know, it welcomed us here, you know. Lit the road up, you know, lit the path up all the way up here, you know, for us, you know. So that rain, you know, blessed this Mother Earth, you know, and blessed us, you know, here, you know. So I felt good about it myself, thankful today, you know. And so I'm just excited to be here, and I'm thank you that you let me have a little part here to say something. And you know, if you guys have any questions, you know, feel free to ask. You know, some of these knowledgeable people, you know, be able to answer your questions. You know, too, they got this, no one mentioned, they got this arts and crafts booth. You know, we got stuff that our Pawnee people had made, created, and brought up here, you know, to sell, you know, souvenir items and stuff, you know. And I think they'll be here throughout this weekend and stuff, you know. So if you guys want to purchase something, you know, for yourself, you know, it'll help our Pawnee people out as well. You'll get to have something to remember this time. So you guys check it out here, you know, and they'll probably be over in the Pawnee Arts Center as well. So that's about all I want to say. You know, I want to thank you guys. My name's Adrian Spotted Horse Chief. You know, I'm from the Kickahawkee Band. My Indian name is Sawakiri Tadea Asada. I mean, Spotted Horse Chief. My great-great-grandfather, you know, he was born up here in Nebraska, and lived in a village, you know, down south around in Kansas and stuff, you know. That's a lot of the history that came from my family is in Kansas, you know. So I just want to say that much. I want to thank you all.
Thank you, Adrian. We're getting ready to go into the fourth set. After the fourth set, we're going to have a little special and include you all in it. So we appreciate you all for coming out this afternoon. We appreciate the effort that Dannebrog has put out for us to come up here. We appreciate all the volunteers that have put in the hours to make things happen. We just appreciate all of this. We appreciate the beautiful day that Matthias has blessed us with today. You know, sometimes you hear that there's no miracles anymore like biblical times. When you get up in the morning and you look out and you see that day tomorrow, I want you to stop and think that you're seeing a miracle. You're seeing one of God's miracles tomorrow when you look out. Because tomorrow when you open your eyes, you're seeing one of God's miracles. You're seeing a day that's never been. You're seeing a brand new day nobody has seen. The day that God has created. And you need to say thank you for Him for that day. For every day is a brand new day, and it's a day that God has created. It's something nobody has ever seen before. Even when it's raining and storming, snowing, whatever. It's a day that He has created. And it's a day nobody has ever seen. It's something that He has made. It's a miracle. Because we couldn't make it. Only He can make tomorrow. So when you wake up, thank Him for that miracle, that creation, that new day that you see. Let's go into the fourth set.